राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Go Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram. Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram. Haribo. Jaya Radha Shama Sundarada Shama Sundarade Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Prabhupada Bandamui Sabadana Mate Vandamui Sabadana Mate Yahara Prasade Bai E Bhama Toriya Yahara Prasade Bai E Bhava Toriya Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Guru Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aranna Kori Ho Mane Asa Arana Kori Ho Mane Asa Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Ye prasade pure sadva asa ये प्रसाद है पूरे सात्मा का साकुदाना दिलो ये जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से साकुदाना दिलो ये जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति आहाइते अविद्या विनाशयते प्रेम भक्ति आहाइते अविद्या विनाशयते वेदेगाह्य हरचारितो वेदेगाह्य हरचारितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आरम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आरम जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवना लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवना आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पारछया प्रभु पा आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पारछया Prabhupada. Ebbe yasa gusto tribuvana. Ebbe yasa gusto tribuvana. Prabhupada patita pavana. Prabhupada lokera jivana Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Patita Pavan Jai Prabhupada Patita Pavan Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Ribo Namo Vishnu Pataya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachad Satarine. Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Vita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Vita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Prabhupada. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hey Krishna Balaram Hey Radheshyam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Bo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Bo. Hare Krishna Balaram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Bo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo, 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 bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jayo Radhe Shyam, Jayo Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shyam, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram.
Radhe Radhe.
Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Go. Nitai Guru Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribol, Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. सभी लोग बोलिए हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 Hare 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 हाँ कुछ खो गया तो क्या देख रहे हो पीछे गाओ कीर्तन बैठो हरे राम बोलो 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. राम राम हरे हरे Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. बोलो बोलो राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. बोलिए बोलिए. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम। जय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय। प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपद जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपद। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 20, The Rainy Season and Autumn. Text 44. Akhanda mandalo vyomni rajyo dugane shashi यथा यदुपति कृष्णो वृष्णिचक्रवर्तो भुवि अखंडमंडलो व्योम्नि रराजोदुगणे शशि यथा यदुपति कृष्णो वृष्णिचक्राव्रतो भुवि अखंडमंडलो व्योम्नि रराजोदुगणे शशि यथा यदुपति कृष्णो वृष्णिचक्रव्रतो भुवि। अखंड मंडलो व्योमनी रराजोदगुण शशि यथा यदुपति कृष्णो वृष्णि चक्राव्रतो भुवि अखंड मंडलो व्योमनी रराजोदो गणेशसि यथा यदुपति कृष्णो वृष्णि चक्राभूमि अखंड मंडलो व्योमनि रराजोदो गणेशसि यथा यदुपति कृष्णो वृष्णि चक्राव्रतो भुवि माताजी अखंड मंडलो व्योमनि रराजोदो गणेशसि यथा यदुपति कृष्णो वृष्णि चक्राव्रतो भुवि अखंड unbroken mandala its sphere vyomni in the sky raja shone forth udugane along with the stars shashi the moon yatha as Yadupadi the master of the Yadu dynasty Krishna, Lord Krishna, Vrishni Chakra, by the cycle of Vrishnis, Avrata, surrounded, Bhuvi, upon the earth. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. The full moon shone in the sky, surrounded by stars, just as Sri Krishna, the Lord of the Yadu dynasty, shone brilliantly on the earth, surrounded by all the Vrishnis. Please repeat. The full moon shone in the sky, surrounded by stars, just as Sri Krishna, the Lord of the Yadu dynasty, shone brilliantly on the earth, surrounded by all the Vrishnis. Purport, Srila says that in Vrindavan, the full moon is eternally risen. And this full moon is like the full manifestation of the absolute truth, Sri Krishna. When he was manifest on earth, Lord Krishna was surrounded by prominent members of the Vrishni dynasty such as Nanda, Upananda, Vasudeva and Akrura. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanan Janashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Welcome to all the devotees in morning Bhagavatam class. And I also want to especially welcome the group of students coming from GLA base, visiting us today. And we are in this chapter of Canto 10, 20th chapter. Very significant chapter. I mentioned this before also. Srila Prabhupada, out of the whole Bhagavatam, 12 cantos and 10,000 verses, 18,000 verses, when Prabhupada was invited for a conference in Japan to present the Vedic culture and philosophy, he picked up this particular chapter out of the whole Bhagavatam. So this chapter, meaning if you want to preach, if you want to tell about Vedic culture to anyone in the whole world, any background, any country, just take this chapter. And this chapter has been published as Light of Bhagavata by BBT. So in this particular verse, it is mentioned over here, Krishna is the Lord of Yadu dynasty, Yadavpati. So he is Yadavpati, and he appeared, he descended in this family of Yadus. And because in this particular chapter, we are at the very almost end of the chapter, because after this 3-4 more verses, the chapter will end. So we are in the third section of this chapter, where now the rains have stopped and the skies are clear, plants are already growing up green, everywhere is a greenery, nice breeze like we are seeing now in Vrindavan. These breezes are blowing, and everywhere is very pleasant, and the sky is clear, and we can see the moon and all these stars surrounding the moon. The whole chapter is the simile of the hydrological cycle and hydrology, and examples are given in Bhagavatam to illustrate what is the philosophy behind that particular hydrologic phenomena or in the atmosphere. So right now we are in this section where skies are clear, no clouds. And in the past previous verses we have seen how everything was compared with the society, with the Varnashram philosophy, Varnashram dharma, how to operate in the society, how the kings should behave, how the mercantile class should behave, how the Brahmana should behave, how the Shudra should behave, what is their role into the society, and how the cosmos is providing rains. Thousands of tons of water is being brought by the clouds coming from the sea. Right now we are in the southwest, monsoon is coming up. 15 June is the date for the southwest monsoon to be active in Vrindavan or in North India is part. So we are seeing this. So this is rainy season now kicking in. But then comparison is given, like the sun, like the moon is rising in the sky and all these stars are surrounding the moon. So comparison is given here. Lord Krishna, Vrindavan Chandra, he is the moon of Vrindavan. He is the life and soul of Vrindavan. He is life and soul of the devotees of Vrindavan. He is surrounded by members of Yadu dynasty, Vishnu dynasty. So Nanda, Upananda, Vasudeva and Akrura. So Vasudeva and Akrura from Mathura, and Nanda and Upananda from Vrindavan. So they are surrounding. So Krishna is always surrounded by his devotees, his associates, his parents, Yashoda, Nanda Baba. So he is always. And think like this. Let's get into the big picture now. I'm going way up in the sky and looking from there. Brahma, he lives Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Arhad Yad Brahmano Vidu. 1000 yugas, cycle of yugas, 14 manus, each manu 70 cycles for each manu, 70 Divya Yuga cycles, Satyug, Dwapar, Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kalyug. Kalyug duration is 432,000 years. And Dwapar is twice of that, and Treta is thrice of that, and Satyuga is 4 times of that. So that is how one cycle. So if we say 432,000 multiplied by 10, so that will be 4 million. So that much is the one Divya Yuga cycle. And Brahma lives for 100 years. So can we imagine Brahma's age is trillions of years. And Krishna appears once in Divya Yuga. So we can see, and Krishna then does his pastime only for 10 years in Vrindavan. Out of his pastimes in Mathura and Dwarka and other places, Hastinapur, he lived in Vrindavan only for 10 years. Then he went to Mathura with Akrura to kill Kansa. That's the whole story. So out of those 10 years, Krishna lived here, did his pastime. And now, if we are looking at our temple here in Krishna Balaram temple, we come to the 10th canto maybe once in 5-7 years almost. So we do not practically get any chance to read about the wonderful, wonderful pastimes of Vrindavan, Chandra, Lord Krishna in Vrindavan itself. So it's the rarest of the rare opportunity. And these pastimes are very pleasing, very enchanting, and full of ecstasy. And by listening all these killing of the demons, by listening all these pastimes, what happens? There are so many inauspicious, unwanted desires in our heart, they are gone away. That's why we listen Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. By listening the classes, Bhagavatam classes every day, Shanavatam Swakatha Krishna, listening the own Swakatha, own pastimes of Lord Krishna. Punya Shravan Kirtana, we attain so much piety, not the material piety, but the spiritual piety, so that we can get rid of all these our sins of the reactions of the sins of the past lives. Hirdanto isthoya badrani, in our heart, so many unwanted, inauspicious desires are sitting as a covering, and we cannot think of Krishna, we cannot think of devotional service. They are eradicated. They are removed. Our heart is cleansed. Mayapur Chandra, Lord Chaitanya, and his brother, older brother Nityananda, both they appeared in West Bengal, India, Navadip, Mayapur. And Lord Chaitanya propagated 525 years ago, he appeared. Lord Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahi anya. So Krishna Chaitanya is 2 in 1. Why he came as 2 in 1? Why he became golden? There are 2 reasons why Lord Chaitanya appeared. One is to propagate the holy names of the Lord, to inaugurate the chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Because in Kali Yuga, nothing will work except this mantra. So he came to establish, to inaugurate the chanting of the holy names of the Lord in Mahamantra. That's one external reason. And another internal reason was, he always saw Radharani serving him like anything. And he always wondered why she is so happy. She is busy in serving me. This is practical. Think about yourself. One time in our temple in Boise, Idaho, USA, one Mataji, Deborah Lee, she was a school teacher, and she used to come to Govinda and everything. And one day she brought all her class of little babies, 3-4 years, it was preschool, and she brought them all to the temple. And there were smoothies, and for them all nice, no chili, nothing, all sweets and cookies. And all the children, they danced in the kirtan, beautiful children. And Deborah, she was ecstatic. She was running here and there. Why she was so ecstatic? Because she was engaged in the service of Krishna by bringing all those young, small babies to the temple. So when we serve, even you may have seen those who distribute blankets to the poor, those who distribute or sponsor prasadam for the visitings, those who sponsor food for life, khichdi prasadam distribution in our temple, When they come, they go to the booth, they distribute khichdi by themselves. Sometimes they sponsor feast in Krishna hall. They come and they distribute by their own hand. And their happiness is like anything. Why they are so happy? Because they are serving. Service means happiness. Otherwise, in this material world, happiness is just like a sand in the hand. Finish. Only through service, especially to Krishna and his devotees. Service can only give us happiness. So Radharani, she was serving Krishna and always blissful and happy, always jubilant. And Krishna said, something wrong here. I am being served. And she is serving with all her cowherd girls, gopis. And they are so much happy. And here I am being served. I have no happiness. I am not enjoying. All the enjoyment is going to them. If I become Radharani, I can taste the same happiness and unending pleasure what Radharani is getting. The moment he started thinking, he is black by complexion. And because Radharani is golden, so he turned into golden. Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi, Radha Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanusute Devi, Pranamami Hari. She is golden. And Krishna is black. Krishna Varna, Tosha Akrishna, Sangopangasya Parshadam, Yagya Sankirtane Praya, Hijanti Hi Sumedh. Krishna Varna, Krishna Kale hai, is black. Sangopangasya Parshadam. He came with his associates. Yagya Sankirtane Praya. Harinam Sankirtan Yag, to inaugurate the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, Lord Chaitanya Chandra. He appeared as a golden avatar, 2 in 1. Body structure is Krishna, but mood and color of Radharani. Isn't that amazing? It's no ordinary thing. It's such a rare combination. And then he inundated the bhakti Andolan, Bhakti Kal, Hare Krishna movement is started. And everyone was practically dancing in ecstasy wherever he went. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that was the confidential, antarang, internal reason of Lord Krishna's descent in this age of Kali Yuga, 525 years ago in Mayapur, to propagate the holy names of the Lord, chanting of the holy names of the Lord, to achieve liberation, salvation, love of Godhead, pleasure, happiness, all in one, chanting of Hare Krishna. So here, and his brother, older brother, Nityananda, Nitaye Pad Kamala, Koti Chandra Susitala, Ye Chaya Jagat Jurai. Nityananda, Nitaye Pad Kamala, his lotus feet, Koti Chandra Susitala. If one moon can bring so much pleasant breeze or shitalta, cool, if one moon can do that, we are talking here, Lord Nityananda's lotus feet, Koti Chandra, millions of moons. Koti means crore, at least 10 million moons. Koti Chandra Susitala. So this is the happiness what Lord Chaitanya distributed to the whole world. And Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya's confidential associate, Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale, very dear to Lord Krishna. And he came. And Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada, he took this holy name to the whole world. At the age of 69, he went to the West on a cargo ship. those who have boarded ever on the ship, is always like this. And seasickness, vomiting, nausea all the time. You will feel like I'm going down like that. It takes many, many years to get used to the sea sickness. And Srila Prabhupada at the age of 69, he set such a big example, none of us can even think of following. We can follow, but we cannot imitate or copy what Srila Prabhupada did. Went to the West, wrote 10,000 letters, 7,000 disciples, 80 volumes of books. Whatever he spoke became a book. It takes about 2 years for an author to write a book of this size. Minimum 2 years. And Srila Prabhupada, in 12 years, so much. 108 temples all over the world, every town and village. Because Lord Chaitanya said, my name will be sung gali gali nagaradi sarvatra hoy morna. He said, in every town and village, my name will be glorified. So in Srinivas Angan, Lord Chaitanya, he would do his pastimes and Leela and Kirtans for many years. So in this chapter, what we understand is, everything, if we look at like a moon, immediately remember Vrindavan Chandra, Krishna. When we yat chakshuresha savita sakal grahanam, when we see sun, Savita, then immediately we think Surya Narayan Bhagwan is there. We can remember Lord Krishna, Narayan, just by looking at Surya, sun. So these are the means to associate with Krishna. Servant leadership. Servant of this servant. That is the point. That is the life. So here, Lord Krishna, he appeared. Lord Chaitanya, he appeared, Mayapur Chandra, and he propagated this holy name, and he came as the, in golden avatar, in the mood of Radharani, and is always crying, Shunyayatam Jagasarvam. The whole world is vacant. Aapne achrite Prabhu jeevere sikhai. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. He came to teach us Yuga Dharma, chanting of the holy names of the Lord by his own example. Apne acharan. He is Acharya. He taught how we should reach to Krishna. Krishna came as a devotee, like in many times in movies. The dancer, the dance director, and the dance director, she is teaching heroine how to dance by doing this and that. And sometimes they mess up. So dance director says, you sit down here. I will show you how to dance. So that is what happened. 5,000 years ago, Krishna came on this planet. He spoke Bhagavad-Gita. Then Bhagavatam was spoken by Shukdev Goswami. And within only 1,000 or 1,200 years, everything got messed up. Krishna sudhamopagate. Krishna went to his own abode. Dharma jnana dibhisaha. All religiosity, spiritual principles, all the knowledge went along with him. So where the religious principles, religiosity, spirituality, jnana, knowledge, how to reach Krishna, where is it gone? It's gone with Krishna. So what happened? Krishna sodhamopagate dharma jnanadi bisa khalau nashta dasha meshe puranarko dhuru. This is Bhagavad Purana. Lord Krishna is present in Bhagavad Purana. With all his knowledge, with all his pastimes, with all his understanding. Creation and everything is all here. So when we associate with Bhagavatam, when we listen Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya, we are directly associating with Lord Krishna without fail. Fully guaranteed. To attain love of Godhead, that's our goal. And love of Godhead through service, that's our method. What we are doing here, having darshan of Vigraha, Lord Krishna, Balram, Radharani, Gaur Nitai, So we are taking their darshan every day. We are dancing in kirtan. Then we go for prasadam. Then we do our sevas. Same thing. Same prasadam. Same dancing. Only thing is, this body is material body. Because we are using this body in service of Krishna. So we are spiritualizing our existence. There is no difference between material and spiritual. One coin, two sides. When we use our own body, mind, mansa, vacha, karmana, when we use these three in service of Krishna, we are not material. We are not in material world. This temple is not material world. If we associate with this temple, if we do seva in this temple, if we attend kirtans and classes in this temple, we are in Golok Dham. The only thing is, we are in material body and we have certain inclinations of our past karma. Because of them, we may fall into Maya again and again. So better we go back to Godhead. But that is very much possible if we attend our morning program, if we attend Aratis here and do seva over here. It becomes very easy. Like many devotees here, they are working day and night for Krishna. Some of us may not be that way. Some of us are not oriented that way. So there is a grastashram. You can still serve. Grahe thako, bane thako, sada hari, bole thako. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, you may be brahmachari, you may be grasta, you may be vanprastha, you may be sannyasi. In any ashram and in any varna, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahman, from any varna and any ashram, we can go back to Godhead. No restrictions. Need not to give up your family, need not to give up your job. That's why Krishna consciousness is very easy. We never ask anyone that you give up your studies. We never ask anyone you do not go into a family. We never ask anyone that you have to go to Vanprastha or Sannyas, because in Kali Yuga Sannyas is almost impossible. We ask just like a train goes on two rails, दो पटरियों पे गाड़ी चलती है. In the same way, this human form of life must run on two rails, spiritual and material both. It's not possible. We need to pay our bills. We need to pay for our living. Somebody has to pay. So, if you want to go for Grasta family, very nice. But always, always be connected with devotees. Be connected with service. I have several examples. Very quickly, my own brother, he was going to distribute cards in Ambala for the Bhagavad-Gita. And he never returned. Why? Because he was having all the cards in his hands. And suddenly he got a pain. He was diabetic, kidney failure, kidney burst, all poison inside. He with the cards was admitted to the hospital, and cards besides him. He was engaged in service of Krishna. Left body. Only 2 years of chanting. Only 2 years of chanting. How powerful this movement is. Because we never know when death will strike and hit us and we are finished. So whenever, because we must engage in service of Krishna 24 hours a day through mind, body and words. Because any time death may come. One devotee from Australia, he was from India but he was in Australia, he came here and he was paying Dandvat over here. And many devotees were wondering why he's not rising. It is almost 10 minutes now. He was paying Dandvat here. He left body. Paying Dandvat. Many devotees here, they don't want to leave temple campus because they don't know when the death, they want to see Krishna all the time. They want to be engaged in chanting all the time, listening kirtan all the time. I have seen many devotees, even they are in the bus, train, wherever they are, they start preaching, they start distributing books, they carry books all the time, they chant Hare Krishna mantra all the time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So now we will, still time there, so we will read about Vakreshwar Pandit Prabhu. He is one of the 64 Goswamis in Lord Chaitanya's Leela, and he his samadhi is in one of the 64 samadhis in Vrindavan, in temple. So Vakreshwar Pandit, he was associate of Lord Chaitanya, was present, and so every day in Srivas Thakur's home, they would, Lord Chaitanya will gather, while Vakreshwar Pandit danced in constant ecstasy for 72 hours. 72 hours constant dancing in kirtan and chanting of Lord Chaitanya in Srivas Thakur's home. At that time, Lord Chaitanya said, Vakreshwara, I have only one wing like you, but if I had another, certainly I could fly in the sky. Vakreshwar Pandit was dancing in ecstasy and flying. Expert at singing and dancing, Vakreshwar Pandit always pleased Lord Chaitanya, because Lord Chaitanya Krishna himself, he becomes very pleased when we go for Harinam. Harinam is most pleasing to Lord Chaitanya, because that was the purpose of his descent in this material world. And many times devotees, they go on Harinam. Like one time I was in Montreal temple and Bhakti Marga Swami was there. So Bhakti Marga Swami he said, let's go for Harinam. So then 2 rows were made, and then everyone, Harinam is going on, and then some Matajis, they were distributing small books quickly. Most ecstatic. Try it. If you go for Harinam, you will cry. You will feel right away, because Lord Chaitanya's mercy in terms of ecstasy will come right away on you. And I have seen, one time we were distributing books and Harinam was going on in Boise, in downtown on Saturday, in the morning, Saturday market. And suddenly a boy came, and I was distributing cards and showing Bhagavad-Gita. He took cards, a stack of cards from me, and he started distributing. So much mercy. Just by taking the stack of cards from me, he started distributing those cards to the people, and he asked everyone, take this Bhagavad-Gita, yoga and meditation, you will be happy. Only 1 minute of association, and he started preaching right away. Got the topmost platform. Srila Prabhupada said, in Krishna conscious movement, you are walking on the street, and we call you, please come and take this chair of High Court judge. And you are saying, no, I don't want to sit on this chair. I don't know any law books. I have not even passed in front of the law college. What to speak of learning any law? And you have made me the judge of Supreme High Court. How is that possible? Then he said, don't worry. You will learn on the go. You take the chair first, law will come to you automatically. Similarly, in Krishna conscious movement, the moment we put our hand into the bead bag and holding the beads, immediately we are in Golok Dham. No delay. It's like you enter, like Radha Govind Maharaj, one time he was visiting our temple, and I asked Maharaj, why Krishna will help us, bless us, because we have so much baggage and we are not yet fully purified. Krishna will not help us because we are not good devotee, we are not pure devotee, we are not purified enough. Maharaj said, yes, Krishna will still work. Why? Because if you have a room which has not been opened for 1,000 years, it all dark inside, all webs and spiders everywhere. You enter the room just with a candle in your hand, the whole room is filled with the light. Can darkness say, will go after 2 hours or 20 years. Immediately gone. Same thing here. When we take to the chanting, so here Lord Chaitanya very happy. Lord Chaitanya is very pleased. Expert at dancing and singing, Vakeshwara Pandit always pleased Lord Chaitanya with his service in the Navadip Sankirtana parties, which he joined from the beginning. The dramas at Srivas Angan and the yearly Rath Yatra Jagannath Puri. So he would always participate in the Kirtan at Srivas Angan. Always go for Sankirtana parties with Lord Chaitanya. And every year Lord Chaitanya would go to Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra and he will go with them, with the party. Vrindavan Das Thakur said, to awaken the sleeping souls in the age of Kali, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to distribute the nectar of the holy name of Krishna. When he came, the khol, mridanga and kartal sounded like thundering clouds. Amazing. Absorbed in moods of ecstatic love and shouting, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Sri Gauranga told everyone to chant the holy name of Krishna. Raising his golden arms to the sky, Lord Gaurahari, Mayapur Chandra would dance in ecstasy. At that time, Vakreshwara Pandit and others would dance with the Lord, Chaitanya Bhagavad says. By Vakreshwara's blessing, Devanand Pandit was freed from the Vaishnava Aparadh he committed against Srivas Pandit. Then Sri Chaitanya accepted Devanand Pandit as one of his own associates, own devotees. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu commented on this incident, Krishna has made his home in the heart of Vakreshwara Pandit. As Krishna dances in his heart, so Vakreshwara Pandit himself dances. Whatever place Vakreshwara Pandit blesses with his association becomes a holy place of pilgrimage, more sacred than any other holy place. Certain great devotees such as Vakreshwara Pandit, Paramanand Puri, Swarup Damodar, Gadadhar, Jagadanand Pandit, Shankara, Raghunath Vaidya and Raghunath Das were associating with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the beginning of his pastimes in Navadipa. So at the time of Lord Chaitanya, all these devotees, they were close associates of Lord Chaitanya and they were present with him. Vakreshwara Pandit established deities of Shri Shri Radha Kanta in Kashi Mishra's house next to the Gambhira in Jagannath Puri. So the temple in Gambhira in Jagannath Puri. Kavi Karnapura says Vakreshwara Pandit is an incarnation of Aniruddha of Chaturvyu. Vakreshwara Pandit initiated Gopal, Guru Goswami and many others in Odisha. Dhyan Chandra, a disciple of Gopal, Guru Goswami, so disciple of the disciple of Vakreshwara Pandit, says in his book that Vakreshwara Pandit is an incarnation of Tunga Vidya Sakhi, an expert singer and dancer serving as one of Srimati Radharani's Ashtasakhis. His Samadhi is in 64 Samadhi of Vrindavan temple. So, why we read all these pastimes of great associates of Lord Chaitanya, 64 especially, Goswamis, because their life was exemplary. They are the confidential associates of Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya's pastimes were significant. He lived only 48 years on this planet. And out of 48 years, he traveled South India and all over India. He came to Vrindavan also and installed the several temples through his 6 disciples, 6 Goswamis. And all the temples, all the pastimes, because Radha Kunda, Shyam Kund, Govardhan, all these leelas, they were hidden. All the kundas were hidden. So Lord Chaitanya, with his transcendental vision, saw all those places of pastimes of leela, sthalis of Krishna. He established them back through Goswamis. And that's why when we go in Vrajmandal Parikrama, we happen to see all those leelas and all those leela sthalis. And it's very nectarian. Now let's move on to next part of the class. Today is disappearance of Tamal Krishna appearance. So that I was confused a little bit, I forgot. So today is the appearance day of Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he was very, very early disciple of Srila Prabhupada, very surrendered. In 1970, in 1967, when the ISKCON was established, and then the preaching started, temple started opening, he was running Radha Damodar party. There were two to three buses, and in that they had Radha Damodar Vigraha, and with Vishnujan Swami Maharaj, they were traveling all over the United States and Europe as well, and they were preaching, they were making devotees, and Vishnujan Maharaj, practically he started many centers. Wherever they will go, they will catch people and will get their heads shaved, and then we make them devotees. So Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, one time he was called by Srila Prabhupada in his room, and Prabhupada asked him to go to China and Japan and preach over there and establish temples. And it was shocking for Maharaj that the Radha Damodar party is going on so well. Hundreds of devotees are being made, and tens of temples and centers are being opened by Radha Damodar party. And he was shocked, but because he was a pure devotee, and he was he wanted to please Srila Prabhupada, he immediately accepted without hesitation. He said, yes, Prabhupada, because you are asking me. Sometimes it happens during our own spiritual lives, we are asked to do something which we did not like, which we did not accept in the beginning. It happens. Some seva may be asked, which we did not want to do, or that may not be very pleasing, or that may be tough. But then, because of the power of the instruction which comes with the instruction of service, we can cross over that hurdle. It has been seen many times. Srila Prabhupada will assign very difficult tasks to his disciples. Go and start temple in London. And when the party was there, they had no money to pay in rent. But then came flying, the pounds flying came, and then they got all those pounds and paid the rent. Where from they came, nobody knows. So these things made them think, yes, Krishna consciousness means always staying under the shelter of the Lord. When devotees, they go for Harinam, when they go for book distribution, all the demigods, they stand in line in the sky, and they, with folded hands, they always pray, how can we help you? How can we serve these devotees? Because we are so mixed devotee that we are stuck in Swarga, heavenly planets, where there is all sense enjoyment, but not much bhakti. But in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement in ISKCON, so much bhakti is there, even the demigods, they wanted to take birth and go back to Godhead from here. So those who have joined ISKCON, somehow or other, there may be some inconveniences, there may be some confusions, there may be some misunderstandings, there may be some disagreements, but we have to hang on. We have to associate with ISKCON, with Srila Prabhupada, with devotees, forget and forgive. These are the two principles. Always be apologetic. Always be asking for forgiveness. Even though we have vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavyo namo namo. So we all the time seek the blessing of the Vaishnavas. Always ask forgiveness, because just by mind, by words, by our activities, we offend. It's nature. It's natural. We don't want to do it, but it happens because of the existence in this age of hypocrisy and quarrel. We cannot avoid those things. It's impossible. But one thing is possible, that we ask for forgiveness. We ask for reformation by ourselves. Whenever the hardest part of Krishna consciousness is Easiest part is chant, dance, eat prasadam, very nice. But hardest part is when I am a senior devotee, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40 years in ISKCON, and if somebody asks me, Prabhu, please do this and do not do this. Finish. I am advanced, I am senior, I am not open to any correction, I am not open to any feedback. That is the hardest part. One time Srila Prabhupada came to the airport and there was welcome through the VIP gate. Devotees were chanting and dancing and Prabhupada sat and gave his welcome address. Then suddenly one bhakta, new bhakta, he got up and he ride on a chair and said, we got to leave right away because the security is asking to leave. Prabhupada just stopped the lecture right away and got up right away and started moving. Because he was speaking on the authority of the security. And Prabhupada set the example right away. He is a new bhakta, but he is speaking on the authority. He immediately got up, followed the orders. Acharya, founder of ISKCON. He did not say, oh, I am sitting, I am okay, let you, all of you get up. Never. Followed by his own example. Prabhupada was true Acharya. He lived an exemplary life. Just by reading, that is the first book I read in my life in ISKCON. When I came in touch with devotees, I read Leela Amrita right away. And after that I felt, that is it. I am sold to Prabhupada, to ISKCON. What Prabhupada did, nobody can even think of. Then Prabhupada's mercy is coming. We can see so many new bhaktas are coming, so many devotees are coming, so much donation is coming, so much prasadam is being served. Are we doing it on our own strength? Not possible. Not possible. We are able to do this only on the strength of Srila Prabhupada, only because of mercy of Srila Prabhupada, only because of power of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions or comments or anything which I said wrong, please give me feedback. I am ready to take feedback. Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Actually, I am not too much worried and but I have a question. Whenever some new person among us is among our group and he is not chanting, he is not doing bhakti properly, then we start scolding him and saying that why you are not doing this and why you are not doing why, how when he went to New York and he has seen so many so many persons who were even not properly following human behavior. So how he treated how he treated?
That's a very good question, a rather very good point. The point here is what he said, that when new devotees they come to temple, we tend to train them right away with some harsh or hard instructions. Right? So the idea is, like one time there was a devotee, he was being trained in a Chowpatty temple, and he got his admission in MTech in America, and he came to a temple. And I asked him, how you became devotee? How you become devotee? He said simply one thing. Those who were my mentors or preaching to me, they were so nice to me, they were so much loving and caring to me that I would just do whatever they would ask me to do because of their love. we have to give love. We have to train new devotees by, like Hanuman Swami, Hanumat Peshak Swami. He used to be in San Jose temple, and the devotee who had to wake up the deities, he was sleeping, and Maharaj used to rise in the morning 2 a.m. and he would chant his rounds. And what he found, that the devotee who has to go for waking up the deities, he is still sleeping. And Maharaj did, and he was not very new, but of course he was a pujari, so not new also. Still, Maharaj is starting massaging his feet. Maharaj started massaging his feet. He got up, Maharaj, what you are doing? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He was very conscious. But the point is, Maharaj said, no, it's okay. I know you are tired. I know you must be tired. I'm trying to help you, trying to wake you up. Maharaj did not put a bucket of water on him. That which somebody could do. But Maharaj did not do that. Many times we become tough, we become harsh. We should not be like that. But if some new bhakta does some offense again and again, then knowingly or unknowingly, we have to correct them. We have to advise them, but with love, with care, with full our own thinking. Like I was new, because one time my son, he was traveling as a secretary with Hanumat Peshak Swami in South America. And when he returned, when Maharaj returned with him, I asked Maharaj, I know he is only 17, 18 years old, and he must have done many, many offenses to you. Please forgive him and forgive us also. Maharaj said, yeah, I have to forgive, because I did the same thing with Srila Prabhupada. I was stupid, though Maharaj was not stupid. But he said that way, that yes, my Guru Maharaj tolerated me, my ingenuities, my frailties. So I must tolerate, I must tolerate the mistakes of new bhaktas, mistakes of newcomers. Because we want to build ISKCON for next 9,500 years. This temple has to be maintained. This movement has to go on. How will that happen? Only because we bring new bhaktas, take care of them, and do our duty towards them. We go out and preach on the streets. That's what we do. Good question. Any other questions? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna,